Hello, everyone on the YouTube platform. I am Dr. Jefferson, and I'm the owner and lead psychotherapist at Familial Bond Psychotherapy Services and psychotherapy and consultation services. We do both psychotherapy and coaching, empowerment, consultations, businesses, and all that good stuff. So today I'm going to be discussing a couple of things around the topic of the consideration of racism as a mental illness. And as you guys can see in the descriptor as you come in, I've indicated that there's been a pretty large dialogue around racism being considered as a mental illness. And a lot of clinicians have weighed in on this on both sides of it. You got some people that are 100%, in alignment with that. And they feel like, people who are racist have their own issues. They definitely have an issue. And we do need to have a separate diagnosis in the DSM that covers people who feel like racism is a mental disorder. Personally, I really feel like the DSM has covered a wide array of personality disorders that implicate the characteristics of a person who is a very active and vigilant racist. So that's kind of where I sit on the issue. But I definitely would like to hear the thoughts and the reflections of other people, lay people, and clinicians alike, kind of where you guys are on the issue, especially since now there's a lot of things that we are sitting with. There are a lot of things that we're sitting with around the George Floyd murder case and Derek Chauvin's being found guilty. I think that there is a lot of stuff there for people to unpack. And I think that there are many conversations that need to be had within our community. And I've been finally kind of seeing some of this stuff come out in discussions on CNN from Black commentators when it comes to the level of disregard that we have as a people for community inner city violence when it comes to Black on Black crime and things like that. But I think that when we consider a person to be racist, I think that we have to kind of go and redefine what that word means, what the language means, and what we mean to convey when we say a person is a racist. And I think that there are further discussions that can be had to solidify those people's thought processes around racism becoming a classifiable and diagnosable mental illness. I think that those conversations definitely need to continue because I would love to see, and I'm a person who just likes to hear various perspectives, but I love to see what comes about, and what things we can learn. And then of course, ways that we can continue to work with people who live lives that are built around their ideals that are very racist. So that's where I am on that. Love to hear from you guys. Love to hear what your thoughts and your reflections are around it. I feel like it's a very difficult area to gauge because there's just so many layers there. From a professional standpoint and a personal standpoint, I feel like there is a lot for us to do. I feel like there is a lot for us to consider. And I think that when we start saying that because you're racist, you have a mental disorder, I think that there is another level that we haven't considered there, because there is a whole nother piece when it comes to the way that many Black people feel when people are going through court cases for committing crimes against Black Americans and taking the lives of Black Americans and other people even. And then these people go to court and then they plead temporary insanity. And when those pleas are accepted, and those people don't get what some may consider to be appropriate justice applied, then we say, okay, there is systemic racism. And these things are in place against Black people because Black people don't have those same opportunities and things like that. So for me, when I hear these kinds of things, I feel like we're perpetuating the cycle of stigma. So I guess to me, that's why I'm on the fence. But then also, I'm kind of looking at all of the diagnoses that are already provided and how many of those diagnoses align with people who hold racist value systems. Because, excuse me, we're looking at societal norms. And, when we look at society as a whole, even if we're in a divided society where it's acceptable for us to be separated by race, if that's the classification we're going to use, there are certain things, certain behaviors that radical racist people, certain behaviors that they possess that would still be deemed unacceptable, by societal means, and that you could render a clinically relevant diagnosis. So I'd love to hear from you guys out there, and I'm going to leave this here. And for those of you who have access to me via email and chat and things like that, feel free to reach out. And those of you who are listening to the audio and they can't necessarily see the video because you caught this on Anchor instead of on YouTube, feel free to also reach out to me via email. It's doclqj@gmail.com. I do take topic suggestions. If you guys want me to jump on for a quick live like this one today, you can definitely do that. You could ask me, hey, this is what I want to hear about. You can give me, topics around your relationships and things like that, whether it's an interfamilial relationship or an intimate partner relationship. I don't mind weighing in on those things or other life transition issues that you may have that you want the advisement on. So that is all that I have today. And I hope that you guys are living well, and being your best version of yourself. So continue to love on one another. And I'll catch you later. Later days.